Hello everyone, I'm Extra Cheesy 87 and this is Let's Play Trails of Cold Steel Part 101! Oh boy. Also, maybe the finale slash it's still the same video as earlier, I don't know, because I'm still like... I don't know if this game is ending anytime soon or not. Like, I feel like it's either going to end in the next 30 minutes or in the next, I don't know, 8 hours. If the game does end in the next, like, 30 minutes, then we'll probably just tack this on to the previous video and there'll be, like, a weird interlude, 2/3 of the way through. But we've got people to talk to, which I think will take probably, like, 30 minutes or so, depending on how much we get to explore. A fragile flower such as myself cannot bloom in the battlefield. Perhaps it would be wise to return home while I still can. No, I cannot let my chance for a faithful encounter with my perfect man slip through my fingers. Two lovers thrust together by the looming shadow of war. Just imagine the possibilities, the stories we could tell our kids. Yeah, I mean, you know, maybe. But, yes, this game will never end, which the longer it goes on, the more I think that wasn't actually the final boss, and I get scared. I find myself worried about how the children are taking on the news of late. Sister Arnella seems awfully worn out because of it all. At times like these, the very least I can do is make my way along to the church. Hopefully I will at least be able to provide some solace to those who are suffering. It's really scared to think that a war might break out. Maybe I should go home to Mom and Dad and Ruhr. But as a super niece, I can't just leave Uncle Markov here alone to fend for himself. Gosh, Mitt, you're such a good character. You're too nice. I've heard they're gathering on VQ Street in Heimdall for more protests and demonstrations. My dad's been really busy too, though that doesn't come as much as a surprise. I doubt I'll have much time to just relax and enjoy good music if war breaks out, will I? Elliot. Sorry, there's not really much point in getting worried right now though, huh? Besides, I got this feeling, you know, like everything will be okay as long as Class 7 sticks together. Yeah, that's the best thing to do right now is just keep calm. Alright, whatever happens, we'll stick it out together. Before all this, I was worried about what I was going to do after graduating. But who knows what's going to happen after the Chancellor's speech today. Sorry, we second years are supposed to be the ones supporting you first years at a time like this, not vice versa. It would seem we are truly on the verge of war. Why must the world be filled with such tragedy? I joined this academy to spread the joys of love, not prepare my students for the horrors of war. You do realize this is a military academy? Just wondering if you got that message when you signed on? Millium, I'm afraid I haven't seen her today. That's not unusual, though. Today's technically an ordinary school day, so she wouldn't have been here anyway. Find anything, guys? Thinking back to how I felt during our field study in Nord. I really don't want to see a war break out, not just for Nord's sake, but for Erebonius too. After all, this country feels like a second home to me now. She's chiseling. War? I don't really care. Only thing I care about is dedicating myself to my work, body, and soul. Perhaps you should focus on what's most important to you at the moment, too. Anyone in the conference room? No? Frenzy P, what's up? I fear Chancellor Osborne's predicaments may have been right, and the predictions may have been right. In the turbulent times he spoke of are at hand. But do not fear, we are a military academy. We are well prepared for emergencies. All we can do now is remain calm and wait for the speech at noon. Well, not much we can do now, but wait till noon for the Chancellor's broadcast. I'd rather not hear his voice spilling out over the airwaves, but this is too important to miss. You really don't like him, do you? He was the one who picked a fight with me, and I'm not going to let him forget it. I've got every intention of returning the favor after what he did to the Bracer Guild in Heimdall. No, just thinking about it makes me want to punch something. Maybe we should have brought a beer to the classroom after all, or maybe a whole keg. Don't like now, but Vice Principal Heinrich is giving you the evil eye. Things may have gotten pretty crazy recently, but I don't want you to look away. You need to understand what's happening. Student Council's handing out a radio to every class, so don't worry about finding one for yourself. Make sure you're back in the classroom by noon. Can we go to Trista? We can't go to Trista. Okay, so that's something to know. Okay, Nightheart, you're still alive. I mean, I know they said you were, but, you know, just making sure. Dr. Nightheart, I wasn't aware you'd returned to the academy. That I have, Schweizer. It's good to see you again. It sounds like Class 7 put on quite the performance. That's very kind of... Wait, weren't you in Guerrilla Fortress during the attack? Rostov's mystery weapon just annihilated. How are you alive? I was on the training grounds for the rest of the 4th Armor Division at the time. We saw something appear in the sky to the east, and the next moment the fortress was surrounded by blinding light. I wouldn't have believed if I hadn't seen it myself. I still hardly believe it. I can't bring myself to imagine what would have happened had that light engulfed us. I'm just glad you weren't hurt, but things must be incredibly busy for the Imperial Army right now. You could say that Guerrilla Fortress was our primary stronghold in the east, so losing it has us scrambling. Especially now that crossbow has proven itself just as much of a threat as Calvert. Which is precisely why I'm resigning from my position as instructor at this academy. Wait, what? It wasn't an easy choice, so it is my duty as a man and as an Erebonian to devote my all to the military in its time of need. Although I do wish I could have been here to see the festival. Instructor Neidhart, I can't thank you enough for everything you've done for us. I'll be praying for success and your safety. Likewise. I'm sure the future holds challenges that only you and Instructor Valstein can overcome. Know where you stand and what you are capable of. Embrace yourself for whatever the future demands of you. Yes, sir. To put it bluntly, the army is in a state of disarray. However, we cannot remain docile when enemy treads on our land. It's not just about the army, it's about the affront to the entire Erebonian Empire. You know where you stand and what you are capable of. Embrace yourself for whatever the future demands of you. Did that instructor of yours not inform you that all classes are canceled today? You have the option to remain within the academy for self-study or return to your dorm until school hours are over. The content of this speech will determine how this academy will conduct itself going forward. In order to give proper instructions, we need everyone to remain safely ensconced within the academy. No, I refuse. I get that you're worried, but try and stay calm. If you want to take a break from the academy, now will be the time to ask your homeroom teacher. Given the way things are going, you'd probably best get approval, no questions asked. You'd probably get approval, no questions asked. Guerrilla Fortress has been annihilated, likely taking its commander's life with it. To make matters worse, Crossbell has blocked off the Transcontinental Railroad and put extra pressure on the economy. It seems that this nation has more than enough excuses now, and how unfortunate that is. I'd rather not exert myself so much. I'm not as young as I used to be. I'm rather concerned about the future of this academy. The worst case scenario would be to see the academy closing its doors for an indefinite length of time. I'm sure it would dishearten the faculty and students alike. They say a sizable chunk of Guerrilla Fortress was eradicated so completely it's as if it were never there. It's hard to believe such a feat would be possible with artifacts or magic from the Dark Ages, let alone modern technology. It might be a different story if the Septirions are involved, however. What on earth is a Septirion? Maybe if you played the previous games, Reen, you'd know. Well, they're something of a myth, known only to us archaeologists and those who study ancient legends. The Septirions are said to hold these 7 all-powerful treasures bestowed upon humanity by Adios herself. Legend has it that those who possess these treasures use them to gain dominion over the sky, the sea, and the earth. It's hard to imagine something that powerful could even exist. It's certainly more exciting to imagine a Septirion is behind this instead of a weapon made by a crossbow of the Republic. Although, to be honest, the chances of that are practically nil. He lacks critical information. And I mean, it's technically, it's a bit of both, right? It is a Septirion, but it's also kind of man-made weapons. Okay, so we did talk to everyone here, right? I think so. We talked to... who's sitting here? Oh yeah, we talked to her. Emma? Yep. You owe me a Zerum powder. You owe me 2, actually. Reen? Hey, Emma, wasn't expecting to find you here. Oh, you got Celine there, too. Well, she just kind of made her way up here. I was giving her a little attention while I took a break. You're looking for Crow and Millium, I take it? Yeah, I have no idea where those two even start, though those two are always up to something. Oh well, I'm sure I'll run into them eventually. Good luck with your search. Hey Emma, is something bothering you? Well, it's about Crossbow. I'm concerned about any weapon that could annihilate a fortress the size of Guerrilla, of course. But I'm almost more concerned about the whole sequence of events that led up to that. It almost feels like something's hand is guiding all this to happen in a very specific way. Don't let it get to you, okay? I think maybe all the novels I've been reading lately have just made me paranoid. Nah, you raise a good point. One worth keeping in mind, I think. Anyway, I'll catch you later. As soon as I find Crow and Millium, I'll head back to the classroom with them. Alright, I'll be waiting for you. Meow. The government's scheduled to broadcast their announcement at noon. I do have some things weighing on my mind right now, but that doesn't seem like the time to be thinking about them. Make sure you're back in time to hear the broadcast, okay? First, the Academy Festival ends with that awful news, and now the government is readying an official statement? I keep hoping and praying it's not what I'm afraid it's going to be, but I know I'm worrying about it won't help solve anything, but I can't help it. Anybody studying? You nerds in the library? No? You really are short-tempered. Maybe you need something that might calm you down a bit. Damn it, the time feels like it's dragging on forever. Why couldn't the Chancellor Osborne just make us a dress first thing in the morning? How much to get anything done and all I can think about is how long it's gonna be till his speech starts? Yeah, Osborne, why didn't you think of this one girl and her problems? There have been demonstrations happening regularly in Heimdall lately. My son Greg works there, and I'm quite worried about him, to tell you the truth. I hope he doesn't get dragged into a riot or something like that. About half the upper-class students have already run home. Pretty pathetic after all their talk about how superior they are. We got a bunch of big fancy nobles who at least wait for a war to break out before running away. You would think. You would think. Crow and Millium? Sorry, haven't seen either of them today. I wouldn't be surprised if Crow was just slacking off somewhere on campus. No idea where Millium might be, though. I never expected to see Guerrilla Fortress under attack like that. To make matters worse, Heimdall's been full of protesters ever since. I was hoping to go home, but with everyone panicking like this, I can't see it happening anytime soon. I guess all I can do is sit back, relax, and read some books. We ended up here since we didn't have anything better to do. Do you think this is an okay place to be spending our time, though? Really can't do anything. Apparently, there's still multiple demonstrations going on in Heimdall. My father's been able to mitigate the worst with the help from the government, but there's only so much he can do. I hope he isn't pushing himself too hard. Being powerless is just so frustrating. I hope my father isn't overworking himself. I mean, Machias, you should have a ton of familiarity with being powerless, right? Up until, like, I don't know, Chapter 4 of this game, you were useless? Guerrilla Fortress, gone. This picture's just unbelievable. This photo of Guerrilla Fortress is just unfathomable. My heart just sinks every time I look at it. Which reminds me, Rex has changed. He hasn't been rambling on about girls. I wonder if he's okay. The future's been shrouded in gloom lately. I seem to have lost the ability to tell fortune since waking up this morning. Perhaps it's a sign the threads of fate are being tangled. I'm no longer able to tell fortunes. A crossroads? A cross bell roads? Okay, you're for the story, so we'll come back later. Anybody out and about? There's a few peeps. What's going to happen to us now? Don't be such a worrywart, Lind. Everything's going to be fine. Even if things take a turn for the worse, we can just go back home, right? Yeah, you're right. It's like Lynn's getting nervous. I get why, but there's no point in letting it get to you. War seems like it's just around the corner, but if they can take out Guerrilla Fortress, are we really safe here? You're fine. Oh, there we go. Looks like Crossbell's locked down all his borders. Guess that explains why my brother isn't back yet. Given the political climate, however, comes as no surprise. In fact, it's had me under the Academy's care for the entire week now. I'm just glad I found someone to fish with. What's the plan now? You're technically engaged to my brother, right? Ah, okay, so it is the brother. I suppose I am, though I still find that difficult to believe. I believe I shall return home. I promised Kerrigan I would, after all. That's a bummer, but oh well. Be sure to come back sometime. I'd love to fish with you again. You and me both, Kenneth. I got points, sir. Probably won't be able to see my brother for a while. Hope he's doing okay. Thinking about raising some new flowers, but what kind? They'd probably bloom around springtime if you started raising them now. Hopefully we'll actually get to see that happen. Even the flowers seem upset by this turn of events. Perhaps they sense our anxiety. There. You little flowers don't have anything to worry about. There's somebody on the front entrance. Oh, what's up? Don't let yourselves get too nervous. Every last one of you is a valuable part of the Academy. Nobody knows what'll happen in the future, but there's no sense in worrying about it right now. Sure, things will change if a war breaks out, but as of right now, you're still students of Thor's Military Academy. You're very important to all of us. Okay, so we got the field, the gym, and we're pretty much ready to get going. Hey, Theresia, this probably isn't the best time, but thanks for staying here with me. I'm glad that I've got you around. Likewise, besides, I have other reasons to stay behind too. With my family in the Croizon province, it's likely that I would be evacuated somewhere should war break out. And if that happens, I would never be able to return to Thors. I would rather make my own decisions than have others do so for me. You know, sometimes it seems like you're even tougher than me. Even if I were to go home, I would be worrying constantly about you and everyone else. Being here with Emily, on the other hand, cheers me up and fills me with a sense of hope. There's nothing you can do. You gotta blow off some steam with some exercise. Yeah, hopefully working up a sweat will calm us down. I thought doing some lacrosse practice would help clear my head, but that's not going so well. I'm still so shaken that crossbow is a weapon capable of annihilating Grelly a fortress like that. This reminds me of something my grandfather told me. Weapons only lead to the creation of more weapons. I think you're wondering whether all that happened because the Reinford group built those railway guns? I can understand how you feel, but none of that is your fault. You know that, right? I really do, but still. It's also starting to realize how heavy of a burden Mother's been shouldering on her own this whole time. To be honest, I'm a little relieved that the railway guns are gone. Sorry, I probably shouldn't have said that. I wouldn't worry about it. There aren't easy answers here. All we can do is stick together as a class and see what the future holds. Elisa, take heed. Absolutely none of this is your fault, understand? You are independent of the issues surrounding your family, and trying to shoulder that burden is pointless. Thank you, Ferris. I feel relieved just to hear you say that. Well, I only say so for my own sake. How is one supposed to focus on a rival so visibly uneasy? There's a high likelihood the Chancellor's speech at noon will be exactly what everyone is expecting. I'm rather uncertain how my father will react to the four of us going and starting a war. You haven't been instructed to go back home yet, have you? I've received no word from my father, no. I'm just saving the trouble of having to decline. But that also means that it's unlikely I'll be able to get in contact with my brother for some time, too. I guess that's not all that surprising. Rufus once told me I should think about my own position as a member of the House of Alborea. But now I'm considering what I ought to do here at this academy. Well said. I'll see you in the classroom at noon, then. I have to decide where I stand, both as a member of the House of Alborea and as a student of this academy. I may loathe the Chancellor, but I suppose I'll hear what he has to say during the special broadcast. We're supposed to study until the broadcast starts, and I'm way too worried for that. Are we really gonna go to war? I don't know how Lambert does it. He doesn't seem fazed by any of this. Whitcomb is both my trusty steed and my irreplaceable friend. No matter what may happen, the two of us can overcome it together. Let us keep our heads high, Whitcomb! Nothing shall keep us down. There's nothing to fear! I shall always be by your side, regardless of circumstance. Oh, what's going on back here? Oh, what's up, you two? Alan, is everything okay? You called me out so suddenly. I just wanted to tell you something. Don't you worry, Bridget. I'll protect you no matter what happens. Thank you, Alan. Bridget? Are you okay, Alan? You look like you're in pain. I'm fine. I couldn't breathe for a second there. Are you okay, Alan? You look like you're in pain. And do you say anything different if I talk to you? Okay, so that's all the outside people. We just got the gym, and we're ready to go. This was the old schoolhouse as well, but... How's it going? You better not hold back on me, Fredo. Technically, we're not club members anymore, but this seems like a good way to keep our minds off everything going on right now. How goes the swimming? I did! I beat my best time! Well, for a swim really was a good idea. A bit of activity is just what I need to take my minds off things. Going for a swim really does help you get your head in the right place. I'm worried about my family for sure, but there's not much I can do to help. All I can do is make the most of my time here. It's okay, Laura. You're the one who told me I should follow the road I believe in, right? I'm sure you'll be fine, no matter what happens. It seems as though I somewhat overestimate... let's try this again. It seems as though you somewhat overestimate my abilities, but I can't think of a greater gift than your trust in me. Thank you, Monica. It seems confusion has spread throughout the Empire after what happened to Grillia Fortress. What do duty and honor demand of us during uncertain times like these? I found myself thinking about that more and more often lately. Guess we'll check the second floor and then we'll be off. Now let's go to the old schoolhouse. Can we go in here?
Nothing out of the ordinary has happened here in the old schoolhouse ever since that night. We kind of ended up pushing it to the back of our minds what with the way things have been going in Crossbell.
Oh.
Huh? It's unlocked. I wonder if someone's already inside. If any of the students just idly wandered in here, they'd be in real danger. I should probably take a look inside, just in case. I checked around inside of the old schoolhouse, but there didn't seem to be anyone around.
Maybe, what's her name?
But all the same,
Misty?
I didn't want a chance leaving anyone down there, so I decided to check the 7th floor.
Oh no, is the robot gonna be gone? I mean, what's the worst that could happen, right? It's still there. Oh, it is Millium. Okay, I thought we had to maybe talk to someone to find Millium.
Millium?
Oh, Reen! Come to take a sneak peek too?
Don't steal my mech, please.
Is this where you've been the whole time? You do know we have class, right?
Oh. Dang, I knew I was forgetting something.
Honestly. So, what's piqued your interest? It doesn't look like this thing has anything in common with Aragetlum.
I don't know. I can't shake the feeling that it might, at least a little. Not the same, but like they share some kind of underlying principle.
I've got no idea what you're talking about.
I guess you wouldn't really understand without being connected. But now it makes sense why Gramps asked me to keep an eye on this place, though. I had no idea there'd be something this cool down here.
Wait a minute. Are you talking about Chancellor Osborne? Did he know there was something like this here?
Not really sure. He just asked me to keep an eye on the building itself, and said to let him know if anything unusual happened. Whoopsie! That was supposed to be confidential.
So, the Chancellor has an interest in our quaint old schoolhouse, does he? We did just find out that Captain Claire is a Thor's graduate, but...
Hey, what you thinking about?
Whether or not we should go beat Osborne up right now, or wait.
Say, Millium, was investigating the old schoolhouse the reason you enrolled at the academy?
Well, sorta, but it was more of a side thing. There was a more important reason, but that kinda stopped being a concern. So I guess it's just this now.
Something more important than this?
Stopped being a concern.
Not sure what she's getting at. Doesn't sound like she's trying to hide something important from me, though.
Oh yeah! It's almost time for Gramps' speech, isn't it? I guess I should head back and listen to him drone on.
Oh, so you already knew about that. We were all planning to listen in the classroom.
Sweet! I'll just listen with you guys then. What are we waiting for? Let's go!
Nothing keeps you down for long, does it? Oh yeah, you haven't seen Crow around anywhere, have you?
Huh? Nope. Is he cutting class too?
Well, he's probably just hiding out somewhere on campus.
Guess it'd be a good idea to ask around. Mind if I come with you?
Yes.
Be my guest.
Okay. Come on, get in the mech, Reem. Do it. Do it. I guess we have to go talk to... I guess the engineering thing was probably just to talk to George about Crow. I was thinking there were two separate, things. But yeah, we'll talk to Toa first, I guess.
Oh, Reen.
I figured I could find you here.
Yep. The student council will be passing out radios for every classroom, so I'm trying to figure that out at the moment. Are you guys planning on listening to the Chancellor's statement too?
How could we not? He's supposed to be addressing the entire country after all.
Yeah. Whatever it's about, it's going to be something big. I don't think anyone could have imagined the relationship between Crossbell and Erebonia going south like this.
You don't think anyone could have imagined?
I sure hope Angie's okay. What with all of this political turmoil right now.
I mean, I think I get what she means, right? Like the situation flipping on its head like this, but like, I mean, come on, there was always animosity.
Toa.
Sorry about that. I'm the student council president. I need to stay focused on what's going on right here, right now. Angie would laugh at me if she could see me getting distracted over her anyway.
That's right. We've got to focus on getting through this. Still, don't try to take on more than you can handle. I'm not the only one ready to give you a hand if you need it.
Will do. Thanks. Oh yeah, why were you looking for me in the first place?
Right. I almost forgot.
You seen any crows?
Do you have any idea where Crow might have gone?
Crow? Nope, I'm afraid not. He didn't mention that he had to go anywhere when I talked to him yesterday, at least.
Was yesterday the last time you saw him?
Yeah, he was giving me back some of the stuff he borrowed from me since graduation's getting so close.
Okay, so Crow's gone forever.
That was nice of him, but then he gave me everything he borrowed from Angie, too. It's only polite to give back the stuff you borrowed in person. Now it's more work for me.
Well, that's a very Crow thing to do. Well, I'll keep asking around and find out if anyone knows where he's gone.
Sounds like a good idea. Oh, but make sure you're back in your classroom by noon, okay?
Righto!
Crow came over yesterday to return everything he borrowed from me, but I haven't seen him since. You should ask around and see if anyone knows where he is. I guess we'll go talk to George. Okay, you didn't steal our bike at
I
least.
still can't believe there's a weapon out there powerful enough to level Gorelia Fortress like that. I didn't think you could get much more powerful than those railway guns.
Yeah, having seen the railway guns in person, I can hardly believe it myself. There are rumors that whatever that weapon is, it's managed to fend off the armored divisions several times, too.
Still, I can't help but wonder what the Chancellor's gonna say in his national address. Whatever it is, I have a feeling that it's gonna shake up some things around here. This is a military academy, after all. Who knows? You might even see active duty. Even as an engineer, I doubt they'd make an exception for me. Could be that my lazy days tinkering with orbital bikes are numbered.
Oh, don't say that, George.
Well, no point stressing out too much about the future till we're there. Didn't mean to be a downer about it. Go on and listen to the broadcast, but don't worry yourself too much. This country may go through a lot in the coming years, but ultimately, we have a say in our future.
That's a good way to think about
That's
it.
a good way to look at it.
I said that first, Ring?
I don't want to look away from what's happening. We have to be aware of our present to take charge of our future. But anyway, you wouldn't happen to know where Crow is, would you? He hasn't shown up to class today.
Crow? Can't say that I do. He came by yesterday with a box of things he'd borrowed from me, but he never mentioned having any plans today.
Yeah, so Crow is like mega gone.
Dang. Toa said she hasn't seen him either.
And the question is, why would he be gone?
You think he could have gone into town?
Maybe. Want to try looking around Trista for him then? I'll help.
Sounds good to me. At this point, maybe it'd pay to cast a wider net. All right, let's get a move on then.
Well, knowing Crow, he's probably just wandering around somewhere. Just keep looking around and I'm sure you'll run into him.
Righto!
Now, you know, I assume if you didn't want to say goodbye directly, maybe there's like something you left in the dorm to... 'Cause I'm assuming that he's just gone, right? Would be my guess. Based on the whole, like, returning stuff and whatnot. Well, let's make sure we did talk to everyone, right? I believe so. Well, let's check the auditorium just in case.
Okay, so are we gonna track down Crow?
Might as well. I guess we should start with the dorms first. Maybe Sharon knows where he's gone.
Okie dokie!
Okay. Oh, more talking. Any crows around here? I know this isn't his dorm anymore, but the situation has all of us incredibly worried, but even so, we can't let it get us down. There's still lots left for us to do, so I'll get back to helping Toa once I've calmed down a bit. She said she'll be distributing orbital radios throughout the academy, so I might be able to help her with that. Got my own radio, so I'll be listening to the speech in my room. Hear the Chancellor's got a great voice, but to be honest, the only one I want to hear right now is Misty's. Why couldn't they just had her to the announcement? Time's been on hiatus since all the urgent news broadcasts got started. I miss the sound of her voice. Yeah, she's evil. Don't listen to her. Most of the upper class students have returned home. I'm sure the lower class students will follow suit if war breaks out. But if that happens, what's going to become of the academy? Perhaps I should push those thoughts from my mind. I'm sure my worrying won't help matters. Father strictly demanded that I return home. However, I cannot heed such a command. I am the graceful and noble Vincent Florod. One such as I could never flee if it meant leaving his beloved sister behind. Lady Ferris has declared in no uncertain terms that she will not be leaving the academy. As a maid of the Florod family, it is my duty to heed the wishes of both Lady Ferris and Master Vincent. With that in mind, it seems we will remain at Thor's for a while longer. Bearing that in mind, I must convince Ferris to return home with me at once. Where I am graceful, she is clumsy, you see. It would hardly befit me to leave her on her own. I'll drag him back home myself. We did talk to you, right? Yeah, they returned home. How's it going, kids? Have you forgotten how badly you lost me during the festival already? That's why I want to take you on again. I've been sharpening my skills since then, so let's play some Blade. Doesn't matter, you're still gonna lose. You're really getting on my nerves. What do you mean he drew all sevens? It's literally unbeatable. How about this? I'll give you this picture of a rosin from the festival if you beat me. Oh, you're going down. Wait, where'd you even get that? Rex? Both of us can destroy Crow now, so it's time we settle things between us. You're looking for Crow? Sorry, I hadn't seen him today. The current state of affairs has caused many people to come here and offer their prayers. The Septian Church is an advocate of peace and rationality. In times like these, we must do all we can. Let us pray so Adios may save our sinful souls. One must not abandon their faith no matter the circumstance. I trust that Adios will lead us all down the correct path. Let us pray so the teachings of the Church may provide us a light in these dark times. Where's Kenny today? It's too boring without him. Emil said that he finds it hard to study with things the way they are. I understand how he feels too. I can't relax at home when things are like this. I want to do as much as I can for my children, but I'm not really sure how exactly to go about that. Things have gotten much more complicated at work ever since Crossville declared independence. Unfortunately, this means that we'll be inconveniencing clients who usually depend on us. While I've made sure we've taken the appropriate measures, there's only so much we can do in a position like this. All we can do now is wait for Chancellor Osborne's speech. Last thing I want is for them to sit here worrying all on their own. Well, look at you, having grown up. You're almost like you're a real adult now. I plan on showing up at Sunday school for once, but apparently they're on a little hiatus. The current situation has Mom and Dad feeling nervous too, which makes it somewhat hard for me to focus. Unbelievable. Usually shopping is all it takes to lift my spirits, but today it's not having any effect at all. I never expected this anxiety to impact my day-to-day life this much. I still find this whole situation hard to believe. Gorilla Fortress is impregnable. What kind of crazy Pregnable, yeah, it didn't get destroyed by like 8 guys or nothing almost. What kind of crazy weapon and crossbow used to take it down like that? It's something out of fiction. I'm half convinced it's all a hoax. It was just like a couple weak soldiers and they like almost took out the entire place. Or took control of the entire place. Crossbow's new weapon is a waking nightmare. Not even our armor division stand a chance. This may very well be our end. No, as long as Chancellor Osborne's here to lead us, I'm sure things will be fine. Sure would suck if he were to get shot though, or something. They call him the Blood and Iron Chancellor because he's in his element when things are at his most perilous. You sure it's not because he's a dick? Everyone at the Academy seems worried about how things will play out. Try to cheer up though. Even if things seem bad now, it'll all work out in the end. If you stay pessimistic all the time, you won't notice any of the good things that happen. Yeah, maybe. It's been a few days now since Crossfell declared their independence. Guess the Chancellor's just about to make his move. He's not exactly known for holding back when he means business. For better or worse, things are going to start happening, and fast. That's what I'm afraid of. Hey, don't get so down, kid. I ain't proud of it, but I get stuff wrong all the time. This might be the same deal. Seems like he's actually trying to cheer me up. Just keep on listening to your radio. Whatever happens, today's going to be one for the history books. Got anything new? Also, apparently this refreshes every time you buy something, as I kind of noticed. I can't remember. When I was preparing for the fight again, after the Shadow Monster, I came back here, I think, well, I was going to try and upgrade Seraphic Ring, but I couldn't afford enough to buy 2, because I wanted to have an extra one on Millium for the extra HP. But, yeah, if you buy something here, if you back out, it'll refresh, I think. Like, say if we buy Globy Fat and then go back in, or... Because I know when I came back, it was different. Okay, maybe it's I don't know, maybe you don't. Or maybe it's every time the story advances is what causes it? Yeah, it could be that. You can't completely, like, just, like, I think if we... So maybe it's every time the story advances that gets refreshed? Is that how it works? No, you just have to leave and come back in. Okay. I never did make food with our hardy powders we found. I kind of meant to do that as part of our preparations and then just completely forgot. You say anything different the second time, just keep listening to the radio. Gonna be one for the history books. I closed the office for the day, so I just got back. I'm glad I get to listen to the big speech at home, at least. All signs are pointing to those rumors I've heard being true, though. Maybe I can take my family back to the countryside. My country back to the family side. There's an awful lot to be worried about these days, especially the increasing number of demonstrations in Heimdall. I put on a brave face for my husband, but it's scary to watch him leave for work every day. No matter what Chancellor Osborne has to say, I just want my husband to stay by my side. Mommy and Daddy are all sad. They're not even playing around anymore. I don't like this. Me neither, kid. Me neither. My parents sent me an extra big allowance, but I'm really not in the mood to spend it. I guess today's another day of window shopping for me. I'm not gonna be able to do this kind of stuff when we end up at war, am I? Just thinking about it's making me depressed. Obtaining fabric has become a real pain now the Transcontinental Railroad has been shut down. My owner is very picky about the quality of the fabric we use too, so it's possible that we'll have to close. You never truly know what life has in store for you, do you? I never could have seen this coming. Go ahead and browse around. This might be one of your last chances. Ominous. Can't let them get me down. I gotta stay on my toes. I'll cheer everyone up by giving them the brightest smile when they come in. I haven't told the rest of the shopkeepers how to make sure they listen to the speech at noon, mainly because we gotta have a meeting about what to do once it's over. Still, no matter what the Chancellor says in his statement, I'm not gonna let anything happen to Tizzle. Damn right. You tell him. I can't change the situation myself, but I can try and make everyone's days a little happier. If I don't, maybe I'll end up depressed too. Did we go to the bookstore? Yeah, we did. Oh, you still have to read the Chronicle. I guess we'll do here in a minute. This will be the first time we do a live broadcast of an event, so we'll still have to find people who can pull it off. I'm mainly worried about our reporter, though. This is the one time we can't afford to slip up. Don't let me down now. We're always skipping pre-show meetings and pulling it off perfectly either way, so show me you can pull that off here too. She's a damn troublemaker, but she's also a good one. I'm amazed she knows what I want her to do, even after skipping our meetings. Skipping meetings. We're planning to broadcast Chancellor Osborne's statement here at Radio Trust as well. It'll be happening at noon on the dot, so make sure you don't miss it. We're going to be listening with bated breath as we broadcast it. Everyone's so tense these days, it's just awful. Even Fred started telling me I can go back home if it makes me more comfortable. Isn't that a silly thing to say? How can I go back home when I'm already there? Trista is my home now. Our company's taking a big hit due to the IBC asset freeze, but that hit became a wound when they stopped the Transcontinental Railroad. We've been using airships to bring stuff in from Librel, but there's only so much they can carry. I'll probably base my next moves on what we hear during the speech. As Becky said, commerce is all about product flow. I'll probably base my next moves on what we hear during the speech. Aye, things are not looking too good right now. The transcontinental railroad's been stopped, so the government might have to buy vegetables and crops indirectly. Mom and Dad and Kellick's a wholesaler, so he's panicking like Menthel too. The grand market's doing hee-haw now, thanks to this, so it's safe to say that the commerce in general is no looking good. Now the situation's stopping that from happening, so things aren't looking too good for commerce. I knew it, things were gonna get worse. What is the world coming to? I hope we can keep our youngsters from getting involved in all this at least. You youngsters don't deserve to be punished for our sins. All those rumors of our Gilead fortress being wiped out and Calvert invading us are starting to pick up a lot of traction. I can't even laugh at the crazy stuff Old Man Abbott says anymore. All I can do is help try and forget this stuff with a good cup of coffee. Yeah, I may as well rest for CP. In case there is a fight or something. I guess that's it, right? Guess we can, we'll read the Imperial Chronicle and then I'll have to pause things for a second, but, wait, 1 second. Alright, I'm back. I got enough time to read the Imperial Chronicle and then we'll probably pause again, but, what do we do? How do we read books again? One of these days I'll learn. How's our character notebook looking? We're still missing stuff on Millium and Crow, which I mean, I will probably get these here in a second, maybe. Kenneth, that was probably for the lake thing that we didn't do. Lind and Vivi still have something. That could have just been something we missed. But yeah, I mean, we missed the Kenneth thing since we didn't do. I assume that's probably related to this fishing thing that we didn't do, but I wonder what Lind and Vivi's last one is. Alrighty, yeah, let's read the book. Or the thingy. Breaking news, Grellia Fortress annihilated! On October 24th at 1621, Grellia Fortress, the military stronghold on the eastern side of the Airbonian Empire, was obliterated. The cause of this destruction is believed to be an unknown weapon developed by Crossbell, which recently declared independence. Damage report. The foundation of the fortress remains, but most of it has been destroyed. Reportedly, the number of survivors is extremely small, making it impossible to ascertain exactly what the cause was. The 5th Armored Division, including its commanding officer, Lieutenant General Walter, also fell in the attack, leaving the fate of the soldiers who were part of it unknown. Okay. Walter, he was the guy we talked to, right? Current situation, he was kind of like a dick. The 4th, 5th, 9th, and 11th Armored Divisions have gathered on the Empire's eastern border, and the area to the east of the Twin Dragons Bridge is on high alert. Additionally, the Croydon Provincial Army at the Twin Dragons Bridge and the Nortia Provincial Army at the Schwarzer Drake, Drake Barrier, whatever it's called, Schwarzdrake, I don't know, have both dispatched battalions and are preparing themselves for whatever may occur. The Transcontinental Railroad has also suspended services indefinitely. Demonstrations in Heimdall. The outcry against Crossfield's cowardly behavior has been ongoing. Day after day, cowardly behavior? What the fuck are you talking about? Day after day, angry citizens filled Dreikel's Plaza, crying out for a declaration of war. Due to the unrest, uncertainty has spurred an increase in the price of goods in Heimdall, and those who believe that the current crisis, I mean, I guess they don't know that the Empire invaded first, I guess, but result of a conspiracy between Crossbell and the Calvert Republic are increasing in number. Down with Crossbell, prepare for the threat of the East. Self-employed man. Man, no one wants to employ that guy? I'm so surprised. Please be aware that it remains impossible for to use IBC bank accounts at this time. An announcement from His Majesty and the government. His Majesty Emperor Eugene III has issued a statement to the nation promising a resolution to the current crisis. In response, the Imperial government also declared that they would take firm action to resolve the situation as well. An important statement would be announced in the coming days, we were told. Who could possibly have imagined that any of these recent events would ever occur, and yet our great nation has overcome countless crises in the past. Our ancestors stood strong in the face of adversity, and we too must do likewise. Citizens of Erebonia, now is the time to rise up. To our readers, we thank all of our readers, for their continued patronage. Considering recent circumstances, we foresee the possibility that future issues of this paper may experience delays in release and delivery, and ask your forgiveness should this prove to be the case. Additionally, there are unconfirmed reports of a large bluish-whitish barrier surrounding Crossbell City. Under the circumstances, it's highly likely this is the result of a new weapon developed by Crossbell, and we ask all those who live nearby, as well as all those who have contacted the region, to be especially careful. We can only pray these events see a swift conclusion and all of us can go back to living in peace. Alright, well before we go back to the dorm, I am going to pause for a minute and be back. See you in a sec. Alright, we're back. Let's, I guess, go into the dorm and see what's going on. So what I'm kind of thinking is I've been thinking a little bit in between this short little break I had about whether or not I think the game's going to end soon or not. Like, I mean, I still kind of felt like it had to because I was really under the impression the Shadow Monster was going to be the final boss, just mainly because I didn't really see like any avenue for another conflict. But honestly, if this press conference does end up being the one where Osborne gets shot, it could be that maybe we go to Heimdall and end up fighting someone there or something. I don't know. Since Heimdall is, you know, very close, right? It's something we could be at the same day while everything's still going down. We'll have to
I wasn't expecting to
see how it goes.
Back so early. Welcome home.
Because honestly, now that I think about it, like, I don't even really remember. Did the Shadow Monster have special music? Like, I don't know if he had a final boss theme, per se.
Hello again, Sharon?
We're back!
I mean, I was maybe a little too focused on not getting my ass kicked to really pay attention to the music for once, but...
Oh, it seems all of your classes have been cancelled today. I heard from Lady Sarah that you would be remaining on the campus, though.
Well, that was the plan. Say, Crow hasn't been back here, has he?
Master Crow? Well, actually, he just returned a short while ago.
Oh,
and
he did?
He leaving.
Indeed. However, I don't believe he stayed long. It seems he was here just long enough to go to his room, then he left again.
I assume he's, you know, maybe left us like a note or something, saying, you know, maybe explaining something to do with what his role here at Thor is, or why he's leaving.
Sounds like we just missed him. Maybe he forgot something here and came back to pick it up?
I don't know. Should we check his room just in case?
Yeah, might as well while we're here.
Well, if you need anything, just let me know.
I mean, it kind of just, something occurred to me. Like, it could be that he's aligned with the nobles, and... God, what if he's the guy who shoots Osborne? I don't know why, just fucking hit me all of a sudden. Like, that would be why he needs to, like, hurry and leave? Is because he has to get the Heimdall to fucking blast Osborne? Master Crow returned to his room not long ago. He seems to have departed again soon after, however. Maybe he left something here and came to pick it up. I guess I'll check his room just to be sure, though. Because really, like, I mean, I don't feel like he's actually I mean, I feel like he's obviously, you know, suspicious, right? There's more to him than it seems. But I don't really think he's associated with the Ironbloods anymore since Millium was sent to spy on us. Because originally that's what I thought, was that he was, like a spy for them, kind of the same way like Lecter was working in Librel, where it makes sense to kind of have him pose like a normal student and also, you know, keep an eye on all the rich kids and the nobles and whatnot in this big fancy school, but it could be something to do with that. It's, oh. Okay. He's C. He's C. Yeah. Is that it? I'm trying to think. We've only ever... Because, yeah, he disappears right before you fight C in the, Wow, that really should have been... If that's what it is, that should have been way more obvious with the C Crow thing. I do have a knack for figuring stuff out, like, I don't know,
Go out, then.
about 7 seconds where it's actually revealed.
Still, don't you think his room's awfully tidy? I mean, for Crow.
Well, he was supposed to be moving out of here fairly soon. He must have been doing some cleaning. Anyway, it's almost noon. I guess we just have to head back to the classroom empty-handed for now.
Yep, it's almost time for Gramps' speech. Still, I wonder where Crow went.
I mean, it's gotta be that. Like, it just makes too much sense all of a sudden.
Yeah. There's nowhere else around here I haven't checked, is there?
What about our room? Did he leave me something? Wait. Oh yeah, Dad gave me this mobile camera before I left, didn't I? I should use it sometime. Oh. somewhere we haven't checked. But yeah, I think that's... I mean, the only thing is that I don't really know how it... Because he disappears right before we, show up. Like, right before we go into the mine and everything. I think that's gotta be it. I mean, obviously, you know, the C and the, you know, names fit as well. And it would be it's a cool idea, right? To have him be the bad guy. I see, Master Crow really did go out then. Perhaps I should have asked him where he was going. No, it's alright. I'm sure he'll come drifting back before long. Still, I'm not used to seeing you in here. You're always fixing up something in the kitchen. I thought I'd take a little rest to prepare for this afternoon. I finished all this morning's work and I need to be available to speak with the chairman as well. How are things going with the Rhineford Company, by the way? It seems pretty tied up with the IBC, so it sounds like the situation in Crossville would have a big impact on business. Indeed it has. The chairman has had her hands full dealing with all the issues arising from that. She's been trying to get Crossville on the line, but as far as I'm aware, all her attempts have been fruitless so far. I doubt there's going to be an easy solution to all this, especially when I got a pretty good idea what Gramps is going to say in his speech. Well, I'm sure everything will be just fine. Regardless of what happens, I'll do everything in my power to serve you. Thanks, Sharon. Really appreciate it. Anyway, it's getting close to noon, so I guess we should make our way back to the classroom. Have a safe trip, both of you. We'll see you later! Trying to think, like, I wonder if that just line from reading about it, maybe there's like an additional hint somewhere? Like, you know, someone we could find that would, spell it out for us? Trying to think. It wants us to go to Thor's. Somewhere we haven't checked. You know anything, dude? In a few days. And we pretty much talked to everyone, didn't we? I'm just trying to think of who Crow would have interacted with. They don't want us leaving. Yeah, so we can't teleport back to the academy, so I'm guessing as soon as we walk up there's gonna be a cutscene.
Station. I wonder if...
Oh, see if you left? Hey, Anton! Come on, Ricky, you gotta understand, that lovely lady picked up and even took the time to hand-deliver that handkerchief to me after I dropped it. There's no way I can leave such an important treasure behind. I guess. Too bad you didn't confess your love to her on the spot, though. Then we'd just be able to go home right now. Wait a minute, Ricky. Are you implying that I was guaranteed to be rejected? Anton wouldn't fall for that pretty maid, which comes as no surprise knowing him. And just like always, he spent the past week too scared to actually tell her how he feels. Oh yeah, what are you still doing here, Anton? Still, given everything that's going on, we're heading back to Librel for now. I can't believe you left something behind at a time like this, though. Why are you always so cruel to me when I'm suffering? Well, I don't care. I'm gonna go back and get it. You go on ahead of me, if you think they're that impatient. Can I find his handkerchief for him?
First, Gorelia Fortress gets annihilated. Then Crossbell declaring independence effectively cuts the railroad in half.
Why are you talking to me?
It's been exhausting to deal with all the changes to the timetable these past few days.
I'm just here to buy a ticket, lady.
I can only imagine how much all of this has impacted the running of the railways. Especially the Transcontinental Railroad not being quite so transcontinental anymore. That caused plenty of confusion.
Well, fortunately for us, running more trains on the Kreutzen main line has been enough to avoid too many problems at home. Unfortunately, we've got no idea what's going on in Crossbell.
Yeah, we haven't heard anything from Lecter since he went there either.
That doesn't sound good. I hope he's okay.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Oh, he'll be fine. It'd take more than they could muster to kill him.
Well, I don't know about that. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Anyway, we should probably be moving along. It doesn't look like Crow came through here after all.
And then she's like, Crow, I just saw him.
You're looking for Crow? Come to think of it, I thought I saw someone who looked like him. It was about an hour ago.
He was dressed in all black?
Oh.
Really?
Well, I didn't really get a good look, to be honest. There were a lot of people milling around in the station, and I wasn't exactly looking for him.
Oh yeah, isn't Crow's ult is called Cross Raven, right? And C's ult is like cross blade as well. Or something like that. It was cross something.
I guess that's another lead that ended up going nowhere.
And I think even the way they, I can't really remember the way C says the name of his ult, but it's very similar to the way, like, Crow says Cross Raven.
It's almost time for the Chancellor's speech to start. We should get back to the Academy.
Now I'm like, if it's not that, I'm gonna be pissed, because
Okay.
it makes too much sense. Now the only thing a little iffy about it is the timeline, right, of, the way he was able to show up right after the ship exploded and everything. But, I mean, I think that can be explained. It shouldn't be that hard to do it. And also, the reason he's always disappearing, right? They said that he just doesn't go to class all the time. That's probably because he's off flying in his airship doing evil shit. Early starting, I saw Crow boarding the train to Heimdall about an hour ago. Things have been pretty hectic here, though, so I'm not entirely sure. Sorry about that. I need to go to Heimdall. I need to go to Heimdall. Okay, well, we got a little bit of a hint there. That's enough for me to know. There is also the idea that, I mean, granted, this was in the news, so it doesn't necessarily mean it's true, but they did say that they captured C, right? Or that they recovered the body, which, I mean, because I was thinking what that meant was that, I mean, I never really thought C was dead, but I was under the impression that maybe he actually was captured and was being interrogated or something, and they were just telling everyone that he was dead. So I guess they just completely lied about recovering the body in the first place.
Oh, it's you.
What's up, Patty? You see any crows around here?
Patrick, what are you doing here? I thought you would have gone back home.
Well, we don't have any classes today, so I was just resting in my room. Sure, I've been told to return home, repeatedly at this point. But as a member of the Four Great Houses, what dignity would I have were I to turn tail and run home at a time like this? Don't underestimate me, Schwarzer.
Oh, wow.
Wouldn't dream of it. Is Class 1 planning on listening to the national address too?
We are. Personally, I can't stand the man, but we are in the middle of a national crisis. Those of us who elected to remain at the Academy are having a radio set up to hear the broadcast together.
Right.
You've got some strange classmates, though. Especially that second year. I know
Yeah?
Heimdall's not all that far from Trista, but I'm not sure why he'd bother going to hear the speech in person.
Because he's got a hand to shoot.
What are you talking about?
That Crow fellow. I met him outside the station this morning. Oh, he didn't tell you? When I inquired, he said he wanted to hear the Chancellor's speech in person.
Huh. I wouldn't have expected him to suddenly take an interest in politics. Well, at least we know where he went now. I guess that must have been Crow in the station earlier after all.
Seems like it.
I haven't a clue what you're babbling on about. Anyway, it's almost noon now. Shouldn't you be running along? You'll miss the broadcast.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Let's get going, Millium. Everyone else is waiting in the classroom.
Okay.
Yeah, I really feel like I should have figured that out sooner. I guess I was really, like, focused on the idea of it being Rufus. Partially just because, like, I said that, like, in the beginning as, like, a joke. Like, a semi as a joke. But then I was like, what if it ends up being correct? That would be cool. So then I was, like, kind of focusing on it a bit too much and not really considering other possibilities. But yeah, Crow makes 1000% sense. And I guess he could also potentially serve as our final boss, like if we have a rematch with
The clock's about
C.
to strike noon in Heimdall, with the Chancellor set to take the stage for his national address. With the situation in Crossbell and the destruction of Gorelia Fortress still fresh in the national consciousness, the message he has today will undoubtedly shape the future of Erebonia and with it, our lives. Our reporter is joining us now live from Dreikel's Plaza.
Sounds like he's about to start.
Elliot, you okay over there?
Oh, I hate this. I've got butterflies in my stomach.
This is Misty, coming to you live from Heimdall.
Huh?
Okay, so she is the reporter.
Why is Misty...
Oh, it's the host from Abentime.
At least that's a reassuring voice to hear at a time like this.
How?
Emma, what's wrong?
The woman talking on the radio, she's... You all know her?
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess you weren't there, right?
Who, Misty? Of course.
See, Emma, if you weren't such a nerd and you cut free sometimes and listen to the radio, maybe, you would know that the evil witch is just, chilling in our town.
She hosts the radio show Aubin Time every Sunday night at 9.
I've seen her out and about in Trista, too. She always looks so fashionable. Though, considering Aubin Time is broadcast by Radio Trista, it makes sense that's where she'd be.
Huh?
Do you know her or something?
The Chancellor's standing at the podium, and it looks like he's about ready to begin. Let's hear what he has to say.
Citizens of Heimdall, fellow countrymen, Erebonians far and wide, I thank you for your attention.
Bang.
I am Gileath Osborne, your Chancellor and the acting representative of the Imperial government.
Bang?
We stand today in the face of an uncertain future. All of you, I'm sure, are aware of what has transpired in recent weeks. Crossbell, our erstwhile province, has defiantly declared its independence, and as its parting shot, frozen the assets entrusted to them by the hard-working men and women of Erebonia. As we have moved to safeguard our national interests, armed conflicts have broken out on our borders. Our enemies point to this as an example of Erebonian aggression, but nothing could be further from the truth.
I mean, come on, just look at me. You think I've got evil schemes? Come on.
We acted in accordance with our duties as a colonial power. All we have done as is our sovereign right.
I mean, to be a colonial power, you have to, have done unwarranted aggression. That's like by the very definition.
The Imperial hand may be firm,
well,
but it
usually
is fair. These traitors, however, have shown the world that they are neither.
I mean, in theory, you could set up a colony on uninhabited land, but most of the time colonies require either conquering something that's already there or forcing the people who live there to, move.
With an unknown weapon of mass destruction, they have annihilated Gorelia Fortress, the stronghold that has long protected the very gates of this country. I ask you, brothers and sisters of the Empire, do we allow such an odious act to go unpunished? Do we sit idle as the pride and dignity of our great nation is spat upon and trampled underfoot? We cannot, we must not, and we will not. With blood and with iron, we shall mete out justice.
In all honesty, it probably would have been good for them to try and invade Crossbell right now. If they just used their entire army and it all got destroyed, then they wouldn't be able to invade them later.
Listen to him go.
Oh, he's quite the orator, that's for sure.
Well, he's certainly not out to upend my expectations.
Millium? What are you doing?
Nope, can't get through. No surprise there, I guess.
Who are you trying to call?
I mean, I would assume...
What is all this about?
Oh, it's part of my mission. The most important part, actually. If only I'd caught on a little sooner.
Yeah, so I guess she realizes?
But considering he managed to outwit Claire, Lecter, and even Gramps, I suppose Crow's earned this victory.
So he is C.
What?
At least I figured it out before they revealed it, but I definitely feel like I should have caught on to that sooner.
What does Crow have to do with this?
Huh. So that's your angle. You came because you had a potential lead on C, and you couldn't look into it from the outside. Is that it?
What?
As in the leader of the Imperial Liberation Front?
But he's dead, isn't he?
The Intelligence Division looked at all of C's actions so far and drew up a list of potential suspects. And one possibility we couldn't dismiss was that he had ties to this academy somehow. But after C and his cronies got blown up aboard their airship in the mine, we thought it was a moot point.
So that's what she meant by, like, the thing isn't important anymore?
Looks like we spoke too soon, though. I can't believe how bad we screwed this up.
Are you seriously suggesting that it's Crow? That it's been him all along?
Crow was with us in the mine right up until he went with the miners to escort them back to the surface, right?
Yeah, and then his route back ended up blocked off by a cave-in, so he wasn't able to reach us until later.
But what if he actually used another route to get there ahead of us?
Then fought us wearing that masked helmet and cape.
Before making it look like he boarded the airship, then sneaking back around to join the others like nothing happened.
Madness. No one would stake their entire plan on such a precarious stunt.
Well, I mean, you're right, Eustace, but you're applying logic to a cool plot twist, which means, no, shut up, it's cool. Don't think about it too much.
Perhaps we can read the evidence that way, but there are a few leaps in logic that bother me.
Besides, remember when the terrorists escaped from Gorelia Fortress? We heard C talking to us. And not just then. He was addressing us just before the airship exploded in the mine, too.
Well, we don't necessarily know he was actually in there, right?
That's true, on both counts.
And Crow was with us the whole time during everything that went down in Gorelia. He never left our sight.
I mean, there's just been a recording.
No mistaking it.
My name is C, leader of the Imperial Liberation Front.
Or hell, it could have been like one of them, because, you know, it's not his real voice, right? It could have been anyone on like a voice changer.
The hammer of judgment shall fall again. I'm ready. Are you?
Yeah, there's no way he could be...
He could have recorded a message in advance and played it back.
Oh.
And the airship that exploded? It could have been controlled remotely. His alibi seems airtight. But once you account for things like that, it starts looking pretty questionable.
Yep. And if C's still alive, that means the other ringleaders probably are too.
I do really like the idea that both of their ults have cross in them, though. That's like a really cool hint. That's probably the coolest hint of Crow's identity.
Then right now, Crow is...
Oh no.
He said he was headed to Dreikel's Plaza, didn't he?
If a skilled sniper has their eye on you, you let your guard down for even a second and bang, you're dead. If he's the one who shot down the airship in the mine...
So yeah, okay, because if he wasn't on the airship, then that would have been him, okay.
Then it's checkmate for the Chancellor. Crow's already won.
He'll be fine.
We stand at the brink of nothing less than a national crisis.
Yeah, it is interesting. I'm intrigued to see what Crow's backstory is then, though.
In such tumultuous times, we must set aside our differences. We must look past the ideologies that divide us. I will not deny the rift that has grown between the reformist and noble factions, especially in recent times. But how childish, how insignificant such squabbles seem when the enemy marshals its strength beyond our borders. I have met with His Majesty the Emperor, and have secured permission to embark on the course we now must. Thus, in the name of the Emperor, and as the representative of the Imperial government, I hereby proclaim...
Bang.
That the Empire's full military might shall be gathered together from all branches and divisions to deliver unto Crossbell a swift response to their impudence and to form a bulwark against the threat from the east.
Bang?
Go finish your speech in hell.
So I'm guessing, because I mean, I doubt it's that Crow would have like just missed, right? Maybe they kind of had to assume he was going to be shot. Oh, he's pulling a Teddy, dude. He's going to keep talking.
Played, Armbrust.
Okay, so he knew. Now, I mean, it looks like he should be mega dead. But I'm guessing there were some precautions taken ahead of time.
Well, that was anticlimactic. And there's our coup de grace. Now, just have to add the finishing touches.
Hands in the air!
What the hell, man? That's rude. I mean, I do at least like that someone shot for once before the bad guy could do their evil speech.
It really was you all along. To think, all the time we spent searching for the leader of the Imperial Liberation Front, and he was right under our noses. Crow Armbrust from the July SEZ.
Okay.
Oh, and here I thought I'd managed to cover my tracks like a real pro.
So I'm guessing maybe his family or something were some of the people that fell victim to the takeover.
So, who put all the
now that I
pieces
think about
together? I bet it was Arundel, wasn't it?
When they go there, right, when the Group B goes, he mentioned something about how, oh, it seems so peaceful, but like, you know, there was some, like, you know, it's presented as a peaceful takeover, but it was definitely more violent than the government would have you believe, or something like that.
We just received confirmation a short while ago. If you hadn't been so difficult to pin down, we would have had this investigation finished up already. How could you? How could you?
You know, this really brings back the memories. It's a lot like when Jirai was annexed by the Empire 8 years ago. You let your guard down, you lose. That's how your boss's favorite little game works, isn't it? Well, he lost. And now he won't be playing any of his games again. Ever.
You! Get on the ground! I don't know how you managed to plan all of this, but you'll tell us eventually. I'll see to that.
Yeah, I don't think so.
What?
You know, the most annoying thing about all this is that means every time Crow's been fighting with us, he's been pretending to be bad.
A shocking turn of events.
You're telling me you could have freaking soloed all the monsters we've been fighting, but you're just like, oh, I'm just gonna have 7,000 HP because I suck. Haha. Fucking piece of garbage.
Chancellor Osborne has been shot by an unknown assailant. He's currently being rushed into urgent care. We'll bring you more on the situation as it develops.
I mean, this whole thing would be a lot more interesting if they hadn't spoiled the fact that, you know, Osborne is still alive and is there.
What is that?
For no real reason whatsoever.
It's coming closer.
It looks like we may not be out of the woods yet, folks. A large silver craft has been sighted in the sky to the south, and it seems to be headed toward the capital. But hearing a radio broadcast just isn't the same as seeing it unfold yourselves.
Okay,
is it?
She's gonna do some evil shit now.
So how about I give you Thor students a special treat? Just my way of saying thanks for the fun I had at the festival.
Wait, what's she talking about?
I kind of didn't figure she would, you know, mask off so fast.
Was she speaking directly to us just now?
Because really, if you hadn't seen the Emma thing, she's not that crazy suspicious, I don't think. Because, I mean, really the only thing you have to go off is, like, you know, they do show the bird, right? When they're preparing for the rehearsals, but you don't know the bird is related to Misty unless you do the Emma scene.
Resound, resound, O voice everlasting! Rend night's silent veil and reveal unto all the beautiful world!
You don't have to do that.
What the?
Oh, dude, it's the projection magic we saw in his
Isn't that the plaza in Heimdall?
This is one of the Azure Abyss's incantations, Phantasmagoria!
Azure Abyss, so I'm guessing that's maybe the name of the bird or something? Phantasmagoria, we've seen that word before in this series. Or I guess it's just maybe her magician name is Azure Abyss. Oh yeah, there's a big gunship. It's kind of big, dude. Okay, so it is part of the Noble Alliance. Integral. Oh, okay, they got their own robots. Well. I mean, we can take some robots. I'm not afraid of no robots. Now, the video where we fight the robot in chapter 5 or the 6, chapter 6 may be going up today. Oh no, actually, the video where we beat it goes up today. And I may have titled the video where we failed to beat it, I Hate Robots, but I'm not afraid of robots. Now I'm not entirely sure if this is setting up a frickin' bangin' ass cliffhanger, or if it's actually like this game is never gonna end.
What is that thing? I know, but it ain't one of ours. It's time to avenge His Excellency.
Guys, you might want to shoot your cannon.
Fire!
Might want to shoot the cannon. Who could have seen that coming?
Where did it?
I mean, maybe you should have shot your cannon, I don't know, before you got right next to you? I mean, you got range, you maybe should have utilized it. I mean, I probably wouldn't be able to bat it away with its shield anyway, but...
What are those things?
Humanoid combat armors, courtesy of Reinford's 5th Development Division, staunch supporters of the Noble Alliance.
Is that the secret division?
Knights for the modern age, modeled after a stunning historical example and made of hardened steel from toe to crown. We call them the Panzer Soldats.
More like Pans are gonna get their ass kicked by Reendants.
But how did... Don't move!
Sorry, I don't take orders from you. Zephyr should be able to secure Valflame Palace just fine on their own.
Okay, so maybe Zephyr's reformed to help them out?
But I've got my own score to settle.
No!
So, like, Claire, you had no qualms about shooting him in the face like 7 seconds ago? But, or, you know, like a minute or so ago? No weight whatsoever. You know? Just instantly blasted his ass. But then you're like, yo, he's about to escape. I'm just gonna let him. Come on, Claire.
What?
Yo, did you steal my robot?
See ya, Icy Maiden.
Or is it that all those robots actually have people in them? So that's Zephyr? I guess is what they're saying? Because I was kind of thinking they were, like, you know, autonomous, but yeah, there are people. Oh, yeah, those two guys. Were they former Zephyr members?
Man, that was a bit of a letdown, huh?
I mean, I kind of figured they were Jaegers.
I'll give them an A for effort.
But, yeah, because Fee wasn't with us, right? So she wouldn't have recognized them.
But we're talking about the Imperial capital here? Is that the best they could muster on their home turf?
So, who are you? Oh, I recognize your voice actor. I was like, for a second, I was like, you're Junpei from, Zero Escape.
The hard part's still ahead. Most of the Imperial army's putting out fires across the country. But they'll be back soon enough now. And who knows? They might have some anti-Soldots countermeasures up their sleeves.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we know this doesn't end well for you guys, so...
Hey, anything can happen. Guess the ones to watch out for are the 3rd, 4th, and 7th Armored Divisions, huh? I wonder whose side our little princess will take.
I guess they're talking about Fee?
That's for Fee to decide. The boss would have wanted it that way.
It is kind of weird that they would, you know, recreate the gang to help the nobles. I don't know if it's just because there was like a big-ass payday or if they have like an ideological reason.
Splendidly done, Grianos. I see you were able to share the sweetest notes of my aria with our little friends.
Clotilde of the Abyss. Squawk! Oh, what's up? Is she also maybe an enforcer then?
I find myself reminded afresh of the brilliance with which you shine as the second Anguis.
Okay, so she's an Anguis.
Lady Vida Clotilde.
Thanks for the exposition, Blue Blanc.
Vast is the stage, and beauteous the performance of the Azure Abyss.
That's quite the compliment, considering your standards on beauty. Still, first the Burl, then Crossbell, and now here in Erebonia. Don't you think you're getting a little too greedy for your own good?
Oh, your chastisement cuts deep. We'll be proceeding with the next step of the Phantasmal Blaze plan, I presume?
Oh, well, we're still trying to figure out what the hell that means. We're just kind of making it up as we go along.
Yes, indeed. The bells are tolling for Crossbell, and preparations here are complete.
I can't tell if this is like the game's about to end or if they're actually about to ship us off to Heimdall. It feels like the game's about to end.
Still, even this grand an undertaking is but a jewel in a greater crown. The second stage of the Orpheus final plan.
Quit saying ominous shit.
The symphony awaits us. Let the second movement commence.
Like, why does nobody talk like normal-ass people?
Is this really happening?
It is. I'm certain of it. Phantasmagoria is an arcane art known to the Witch of the Abyss, capable of showing scenes and visions across great distances.
Okay, well, how did they do it in Azure?
The woman you know as Misty is something of a sister of mine.
Because they didn't really make a big a deal out of it when they do the exact same thing in Azure.
Wait, the Witch of the Abyss?
Like the book?
Are you saying that's who Misty really is?
Isn't that what the book is called? No. Does it use the word abyss? I can't remember. You know, there's the book about the witch or whatever.
I feel like any moment I'm going to wake up in my bed to find I just dreamt all this.
If only it was.
I think it's just called Mark and the Witch of the Forest, but for some reason I was thinking it was like Mark and the Witch of the Abyss.
Well, we'll have plenty of time to worry about that later.
So who wants ice cream?
Right now we've got two more pressing concerns. The Chancellor's been shot, and Heimdall's been occupied.
Oh no! I hope my father's alright.
Damn. Please, let Saint Estrella be safe.
That gargantuan airship. Those Panzer Soldots. I have no doubts that they were bankrolled and manufactured by the noble faction.
I saw them there. My old family. All this time I never knew what happened to them. Now there they are.
ready to get their ass kicked.
Fee.
So you know those men? I remember meeting them briefly in the Gram.
They're former members of Zephyr. Used to be one of the continent's strongest Jaeger corps. It looks like the Noble faction hired them to do their dirty work, just like the Imperial Liberation Front. On top of that...
It looks like our guess about C's identity was right on the money. But I don't know what that cool blue thing was he flew off in.
Crow, why did you do it?
On behalf of the Student Council, I'd like to ask all of you to remain calm.
Well, in Crow's defense, in defense of the terrorists, just assassinating if it was just that he wanted to assassinate Osborne, I'm like, okay, I mean, you know, you shouldn't kill people, but I get it. But yeah, all the other shit they do is definitely hard to not be mad at him about.
I'm sure you all experienced that strange vision during the broadcast, and the principal has an announcement he'd like to make about it.
Yeah, it is kind of weird if you think about it. You know, I didn't really make this connection earlier, but like, did they ever actually want to shoot the shells then at Gorelia? Because if Crow was there and he fought to make it, like, I mean, he fought his own guy, right? It almost makes it seem like they never actually wanted to shoot the cannon shells then, right? Because, I mean, he actively helped stop their plan from going through.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Principal Van Dyke speaking.
Because, I mean, I did think it was weird that C never showed up there, but it's almost like... But, I mean, I can't think of what purpose there is to doing all that at Gorelia.
I'm sorry to say there's a strong likelihood that what you just saw is really happening in Heimdall. However, it's important to note that we don't yet have confirmation or any official word on the situation.
Because, I mean, there's even, like, things Crow could have done to, like, even if he didn't want to completely out himself right then, you know, like, fully admit that he's C and, like, work against Class 7 as they're fighting, or, you know, the Group B that he's with. Like, he could have just, like, slowed him down just slightly, you know, to make sure that the guns go off. Because, I mean, they cut it pretty close.
I'm doing all I can to find out what's going on. But in the meantime, I ask for your patience and understanding.
So all the other classes saw it too.
How could she use a national radio broadcast to show something to just us and no one else? Is that even possible?
It's magic, Reen. There's no rules to it.
For her, it is, with little difficulty at that.
Yo, Sarah here. Who's... Neidhart? An emergency meeting. Right away? What? Of course, I'll be right there. Yeah, understood. I'll meet you in front of the main gate. Alright, class. I've got to step out for a bit to take care of some business. But no matter what happens, you are not to leave this building. Is that clear?
I mean, what if a large red airship were to show up and ferry us to Heimdall real quick?
What's going on?
I'm not sure, but it's obvious something strange is happening.
Can this day even get stranger than it already is?
Because honestly, I don't really know what we can do, right? Because we know Heimdall stays occupied for a while.
What's wrong, guys?
Because I'm pretty sure... Because trying to remember. When they do the news section after the end of Chapter 4, where they reveal that Heimdall had been occupied, it's still occupied when you meet up with Crow... not Crow, Lecter later, because, you know, they talk about how Osborne had been shot, and Lecter's like, that dude's still fucking alive.
I hear something to the west, and it's getting closer.
Well, really, he's like, he's probably still alive, but then they just go ahead and, like, straight up confirm it in the end credits for no reason whatsoever.
Several armored cars are approaching, and it sounds like they have some of those armored suits with them.
You've got to be kidding.
First Heimdall, now Trista? Are they planning on taking over the academy? Sure looks that way.
Now that's dumb. You shouldn't come here. You're gonna get your ass beat.
Notable members from both factions have kids enrolled here, and there are plenty of important people like the principal. So either they're looking to preemptively protect their own or take the others hostage. Could be either, even both.
This is absurd.
Whatever their intentions, we can't allow them to harm innocent people.
Do you think that's where the instructors went? To try and fight them off?
I think I feel like they would, Sarah has to trust in our ability at this point, right? That she would enlist our help?
Those giant armors tore through the army's tanks like they were nothing more than toys. Our instructors are strong, but with what they're up against, I'm worried they might not be enough. I'm not sure how much help we'd be, or if we'll even be able to put a dent in them. But right now, they need all the support they can get. They need Class 7.
I'm with you.
You have my sword.
I didn't really wake up today planning to fight enemies that can gut a tank.
None of us did. But this battle came to us, so we'll draw the line
So
here.
this game just never ends.
I'll
Okay.
do everything I can to defend
I mean,
the
I'm
school
down
and its
for it.
students.
I take no issue
But I
with
did think I was
humbling
gonna beat
those
the
that
game
befoul
today.
the spirit of true nobility.
Guess I'll help too.
I wonder how Lammy will match up against those giants.
We haven't got a lot of time, so let's move out.
All right, let's do this.
Hello, see ya.
Elisa? Why are you all so flustered? What's going on?
I'll have to fight Big Monster.
Ferris? You're still here?
What in Adios' name is going on here? I saw the instructors leaving the academy through the front gate.
Oh, they already left?
Patrick, you have to stay here.
Also, what's going on in the Black Abyss back there?
Can't let them take over this building. Work with the other students as best you can.
Schwarzer?
What are they?
What in Adios' name is going on?
Gordon, you got a voice actor, dude.
I heard a war started in Heimdall.
Look at that character growth.
Don't worry, everyone. You'll be safe here.
Well...
We'll show you to the auditorium. You can bunker down there.
Toa, George!
Open that damn gate.
Reen!
What are you doing here?
You aren't...
You're not planning on going to help the instructors, are you?
Yeah.
That's exactly what we're planning.
I'd bring shame to the Arcade name if I were to willingly allow such insolence and dishonor to fester.
Yeah, what she said.
We're not gonna push our luck, but we want to give them every little bit of support we can.
You can't be serious.
If that video's anything to go by, you'd be going up against some seriously dangerous weapons.
Bro, we defeated the Shadow Lord. Don't talk to me.
The chances of you overcoming a force like that is... Well, I don't even want to say. Are you really sure this is what you want to do?
We are. This academy has given us a lot. We've made friends here, learned to better ourselves. And we'll be damned if we're going to let them just take that away.
Yeah, Reen, tell him telepathically.
You guys...
Oh boy. The instructors told me not to let you past if you tried to come through here.
All right. As student council president, I hereby grant you permission to head through.
I mean, I'm glad you're agreeing with this, Toa, but I don't think you have that authority.
But don't forget, you're still students. This may be a military academy, but that doesn't mean you're soldiers.
'Cause, I mean, I think usually student council presidents have the authority to be like, hey, Thursday is cool sock day, not, yeah, you guys can go fight, ancient, evil robots of unknowable power.
If you ever feel like your lives are in danger, even a little bit, you get out of there, okay? Run away, surrender. I don't care what you do, just please don't die out there. Promise me.
Of course.
I mean, I don't think I was gonna die anyway, but the encouragement's nice.
We promise.
At least make sure you've got everything you need before you go then.
So, I mean, is our final boss gonna be robots? That's like more anticlimactic than the Shadow Lord.
I've got my tools on me, so if you guys need any last-minute modifications to your Arceus units, I'll take care of it.
Alright, well... You already know, those two, they're coming. We gotta keep Machias on support. Who's geared up? Laura, you're geared up still. Machias, and Millium, I guess? Alright, I will unequip our bells for now and re-equip them if we need them. What I want to give you? No, you don't really need EP cut. I guess Grim Butterfly's fine. You can keep the black bells as long as they're not double stacking. I don't feel like the bells are. I mean, they're extremely strong, but like I don't feel like I don't have to use them unless they are like they're double stacked. And then oh, you don't have anything. Oh yeah, because all your stuff's on Millium. And Millium's not really built the way I would really want her to be. Well, you know, aren't we at like 2 hours? So, I mean, I guess since this game will never end, we will stop things here, and maybe next time will be the finale. Who knows? I mean, I guess everyone watching probably knows. But, yeah. I'm Actor Cheesy 87. Stay tuned for the next part. And bye, guys.